All right, episode 71, and the first animal of the newest DLC, that being the Asia DLC. And today we are back in India. Now, I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible for one sole reason, and that is the fact that my state is currently being smited by God for its insolence for reasons I have no idea. AKA, it's been about 102 for the past 3 days, and having the AC off so I can make this without interruption really sucks. So, let's get into it. So, despite the basic look of the blackbuck, this is actually a very interesting animal to look into. The blackbuck is a medium-sized antelope weighing roughly 44 to 126 pounds and stands roughly 29 to 33 inches at the shoulder. They have 14 to 30-inch corkscrew horns, and while both males and females can have these horns, females usually don't. And most never grow in size quite to the level of males. On top of the normal differences you would expect from antelope, the main difference is going to be the males having a dark brown or even jet black top of the body with a white underside, and the females will have a caramel or even tan top. Now, as I said at the beginning, this antelope is native to India and also Nepal, and formerly Bangladesh. I have also seen that it may live in Pakistan, but I've only really seen it in one place, and most ranges don't add Pakistan to the list, so I imagine they probably every once in a while pass over the border. But this local dependence of the Indian subcontinent is why they're also known as the Indian antelope. And, interestingly enough, the blackbuck is the most antelope of all living antelopes, with its scientific name being Antelope cervicapra, translating to deer-goat antelope, or, well, antelope deer-goat. They're actually the only living member of the antelope genus. Unfortunately, the historical info on all antelopes and gazelle is really blurry. What we do know is the earliest fossils were dated to be roughly 20 million years ago, most likely originating in Africa. What we do know is that the blackbuck had actually entered into India roughly 2 million years ago from the west as the grasslands and the Thar Desert started to spread. And ever since humanity first entered India 50,000 years ago, the blackbuck has been intrinsic to society. The animal is most likely one of the biggest sources of food for the Indus River Valley civilization, which was one of the first forms of urban human life, dating roughly from 3300 to 1700 BC, and their influence is no better portrayed than their place in Hindu mythology. More often than not, they are depicted straight up carrying gods. Both the wind god Vayu and the moon deity Chandra are often depicted riding the backs of blackbuck. But the most impressive depiction of blackbucks would be the fact that they draw the chariot of the supreme deity Lord Krishna, the 8th avatar of Vishnu. Obviously, its influence doesn't just end there. There are many Mughal-era paintings dating from the 16th to the 19th century that have been found over the years. And speaking of the 19th century, the end of which would also make it the end of the blackbucks in what is now Bangladesh. All this time, on the other side of the Radcliffe line, many of the principality states used the antelope in their coat of arms. These include Barwani, Jaisalmer, Johara, Malakotla, Nawanagar, Radhangpur, and Samthar. I'm sorry, I do not speak Hindu, so it was kind of difficult, but if you note, I didn't add any of their coat of arms because the only real difference is color and the shield design. They all look roughly like this. And these coat of arms were used all the way until Indian independence in 1947. Some drifted into 48 as well. Now, in the modern era, blackbucks still have a role, and India was well aware of this. By the 20th century, habitat destruction and overhunting had led to severe decreases in populations. And after the issues between Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, the Indian government had passed a law banning the hunting of blackbucks in 1972. But that's only India. Blackbucks had been brought over to Argentina, Australia, and the US specifically for hunting, which, fun fact, is a very unique form of hunt due to the fact that the strongest scent of the blackbuck is actually their sight. Most animals, like the bovines that antelopes are a part of, and cervids, like deer, actually are more keen with their hearing and smell. So this makes it a little bit more of a challenge for those willing to hunt. All things considered, this animal has a much larger role in human history than a lot of people may have considered. But with all that said and done, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. And the next episode is going to be the Bornean elephant, staying on the DLC path because that's just the way this rolls. So, until next time, go outside, touch grass, hug your loved one, drink water. Seriously, drink water. My God, it's hot as fucking hell. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.